Now that we have the crate associated with something beneficial, we put plenty of food in there, we've got our student to be able to push into the crate, that's fantastic. So for our purposes now, the question remains, well, how do I get my student to stay in the crate? And now we can build that enthusiasm to stay at a heightened level over a period of time. We make sure that our enthusiasm is high and that when we come out, whatever happens on the outside is nowhere near as valuable as what happens on the inside. So you could start off with a bowl full of food, or what I would do is I would get some food, put it in the crate, and you can use a food bowl to start off with, have them eat their meal, leave the door open, let them come out afterwards. What you could do is get a whole heap of food and just sprinkle it into the bottom of the crate. They will then go in there. Don't worry about closing the door yet. That can come later. Start off with a full meal in there, just on the floor, bang, have at it, leave the door open, they can come out when they're finished. Sweet as. But at some point you want to start trickling that food in there. And this becomes very similar to the way I do box feeding. Is once they can eat the full meal in there and they've proven to us that we can actually eat the full meal inside the crate, well, now we're just going to trickle food in. Let's have a look at that. So trickle feeding really is just about dropping food in, making sure that they use their nose in order to find the food. So sometimes it can be advisable to have like a little blankie, and you can put a whole heap of food in a blanket. And just space that out. And eventually then, like with a brand new dog, have that open. With a more experienced dog, have that shut. So that what we want is not for our student to look at us, but that's what you want to have. You want them to be looking for food, not being engaged with you. So it's the searching then that starts to pay. Now that we can trickle feed our students, what we want to do is space out the time or the interval between each food drop. So to start off with, you can see that we've got a quite high rate of food delivery. So eventually then, when you can get your student to go in there and stay in there for a minute, well, that's probably going to be about the time where I'm going to go trickle feed. You're not going to be coming out. I'll close the door, don't lock the door yet. We don't want to run the risk of poisoning the association with the crates. So again, trickle feed them when they can last a minute, trickle feed them with the door shut. When they can last a minute there, then trickle feed them, latch the door closed. And from that point, that's when you really start to stretch out the duration.